With a landmark ruling today, the Arizona Supreme Court will allow a near total abortion ban from 1864 to go into effect. We're joined tonight by Jake Warner, the attorney with Alliance Defending Freedom, who argued the case. Jake, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
As an attorney, don't you think we can do better and that we've advanced further as a society than a law that was written in 1864 that makes no exceptions for victims of rape or incest?
Life is a human right. States are well within their power to protect life from the moment of conception. Think about these unborn children. Think about what we've learned over the past 50 years. These unborn children, they develop heartbeats at the age of 6 weeks, fingers and toes at 8 weeks, and their unique fingerprints at 10 weeks. The Arizona people we've long protected human life, and it's a good thing that we've done that.
Yeah, but 1864, Jake, I mean, come on, we have come further. I'm not saying that there should be unbridled access to abortion at whatever point, but we surely can do better than 1864.
Well, the law protects human life from the moment of conception. Life is a human right, and any government should be proud of its efforts to protect life as much as possible.
Now, former Governor Ducey said that today's ruling is not the outcome that he would have preferred. Why are you against the 15-week ban that the former governor signed just a couple of years ago?
Well, Arizona has long protected life from the moment of conception. If you look back at the 2022 law that Governor Ducey signed, that law said that the 15 weeks law does not repeal Arizona's older pro-life law. It creates no right to an abortion, and it makes no unlawful abortion legal. So it was very clear from the legislature back then that life is a human right and it's worth protecting.
I was looking on your website today, Jake. It's Alliance Defending Freedom, and it's interesting that an organization that has freedom in its title wants to take the reproductive freedom of a woman away with no exceptions.
Well, think about the right to life. Life is a human right. There's always more than one person in the picture here. And we think it's well within the reason of the Arizona people to protect life from the moment of conception. And we applaud the court's decision today.
Now, Attorney General Chris May, she says that she's not going to prosecute a woman. She's not going to prosecute a doctor, basically saying she's not going to enforce this abortion ban. What's your reaction to that?
Well, it's not her call in the end. Local prosecutors have discretion to enforce this law, and we believe that just as the Arizona Supreme Court said today, this law should be fully enforceable within 14 days.
Do you have daughters, Jake?
Absolutely.
And does it not worry you as a father that if, God forbid, your daughter was raped, that there would be no recourse for her in Arizona based on this law?
That's always a tragic situation. That would be absolutely awful, but at the same time, we shouldn't compound that tragedy by adding another to it. I'm very thankful to live in a state that protects life from the moment of conception.
Without exception.
Except to save the mother's life.
But without exception in terms of rape or incest?
Well,
it just seems draconian.
We shouldn't compound one tragedy and add it to the other. We should be willing to protect life from the moment of conception, and I'm thankful that I live in a state that does that.
Now, shortly after today's ruling, KLA Harris is going to make a visit to Arizona. Do you think that the pro-life versus pro-choice argument is going to be the deciding factor in the November election?
I don't know what's going to be the deciding factor this November. It's my hope that this decision and other things around the country will encourage voters to affirm that life is a human right if they live here in Arizona or somewhere else.
Let me just finish with this, and apologies to our producer, but I did want to get this in. What about the separation of church and state, Jake? You want more expansion, and this is on your website, of Christian practice in our classrooms, in government, and you want to curtail LGBTQ rights. Shouldn't that be a freedom as well?
That's certainly not what this case is about.
No, it isn't what the case is about, but it's what your organization stands for.
Listen, we're the world's largest ministry dedicated to advancing religious freedom, free speech, protecting parental rights, and protecting marriage and the family. We've won 15 cases at the U.S. Supreme Court since 2011, and we're proud of our work defending freedom here in America.
If you're pushing Christian values on everyone, how is that freedom?
These are freedoms that protect all people, not just those who agree with us. Think about our decision that we won at the U.S. Supreme Court as recently as last year. It affirmed the freedom of everyone to speak consistent with their beliefs, and that protects even people who don't agree with us on many issues.
All right. Jake, thank you for coming down tonight. This is certainly going to be a contentious issue, and I'm sure we have not heard the end of this.
Thanks for having me tonight.